Okay, it's me, I'm back. So I've just popped some primer on and done my eyes. I always do my eyes before I do my foundation now. I just find it's much easier for me to do it that way for some reason. So anywho, the eyes are done. Need to put the liquid foundation on now, and also our concealer because I've got some breakout happening. Luckily, I've got some good gear to cover that up. And I haven't done my eyebrows yet either. So that's one of the tricks I'm going to show you today because I have run out of my eyebrow pencil in medium, which I use. So first of all, I'm just going to do the video on the foundation and then the eyebrows. In saying that, I often do my eyes, eyebrows, and then face, but I'm just going to change it up today. So what I've actually got here is our liquid foundation. So I use velour, and I also use velour in the concealer. So the bags under my eyes aren't too bad, so I haven't done the two shades lighter with the concealer, which you can do. I do have it there, I'm just not using that today. And I'm using our liquid foundation brush. This is most of the kit, actually the whole kit that were in last month's kudos that a few of you snapped up. So we'll get started on this and then do the eyebrows. I want to try and make it a reasonably quick video. I don't want it to go on for too long. So brush and the little dropper. Now some of you did actually purchase the powder puff brush for your liquid foundation. Just dab this around here. Otherwise everything goes pretty much all in the one spot and under the neck as well. So some of you did purchase the powder puff brush to apply your foundation before we had this brush. You will notice you'll need a little bit more foundation on the brush. So it's not just the 5 drops. I tend to mix between the two. If I've got one that's just been washed and is drying, so still a little bit wet, I'll use the other one. So it's really handy to have both for me, because I'm a bit unorganized with that sort of thing. I tend to wash my brushes and then realize I need them, so I get caught out. So I've just got to be careful there with the eye makeup that I'm not going to rub all of that off, but spread this all around. My skin is already looking amazing. Look a bit ghostly under this light actually. So rub that all in. So the difference between our powder puff brush and our liquid foundation brush, our powder puff brush is natural fibers, so it doesn't work too well with liquid foundation. We were having bristles that were coming off. Not a major, really. There's thousands in there. You're not going to miss a few. Whereas this one is a synthetic, so I haven't had any of those come out whatsoever. It's still super soft, so it feels great applying. It doesn't leave any brush marks in the foundation either. So sometimes when you're applying a foundation, your brush isn't 100%, isn't overly fantastic. It will actually leave brush marks, whereas these ones, they don't do that, which is awesome. So I think we're just about done there. Now I have a tendency when I talk to miss bits, so I'm just making sure, just double checking everything. Make sure I've got all that coverage there. Wonderful, it's all gone in nicely. Ta-da! Alrighty, so screw the lid on that because I don't want to lose any of that precious stuff. Concealer, and we also have the concealer brush here as well. Now you don't have to use the concealer brush. I do find that it's helpful. The bristles are a bit longer than the other brushes that I have, so it is really helpful, but sometimes I get a little bit lazy and I will just use the foundation brush really quickly, or the powder puff brush, whatever I've got at hand, really quick and simple, and I just pop it all on. So it's a little bit naughty, but that's me. I'm no professional. I'm just an average woman trying to cover up her pimples, just like everybody else, or most other people. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab here where I need it. I don't like to go too, I don't like to use too much. I like to use just enough that gets me through and gets my skin looking clearer. So you'll see the dabs there. And then I just blend it in. Now this is made of the same stuff with a few extra magic ingredients than what the foundation is, so it doesn't sit on top. It will actually blend in nicely with the foundation, which is great too. So pop that on there. Under the eyes. I do have minimal marks under the eyes, nothing major. Dark circles. They come and go, depending on how I'm going. A couple of weeks ago I wasn't getting much sleep at all and they were horrid. Absolutely horrid. Looked terrible. Okay. That's me done. I'll just quickly smooth out those lines there. Away from the light you actually see that that's my colour. Up close I'm looking a little bit scary. Okay. So that is my foundation. So that's the Glorious Face and Eye Primer, liquid foundation in velour, and the concealer, liquid concealer in velour as well. So you can actually finish off with a powder if you so wish, which also come in the same colour ranges as well. So I don't feel the need to do that at the moment. It does have a talc element to the liquid foundation, which does help it set as a powder naturally, so it's not completely necessary. Alrighty, eyebrows. This is where the fun begins because I don't have any of my medium left. I only have dark, and if I was to do my whole eyebrow, both eyebrows with that, it would look ghastly. It would look absolutely horrendous. So I don't have that option. What I do have though is Addiction Palette number 1, which is the browns and the creams. Now with our palettes, you do have matte finish and like a shimmer and a sparkle as well. So there's a few in there. So it's a full eyebrow kit really, depending on what you like to do with your eyes. We do have 3 Addiction palettes. And I use Chipper, this one here, for my eyebrows. That's pretty darn close to the medium eyebrow pencil, so that's my backup plan. So what we do first is we use a sweet little brush and we get those eyebrows going the way that they're meant to go. That way, they actually need to be threaded. So I'm kind of glad this isn't in high definition because you would see that, yeah, they need to be cleaned up a bit. Alright, so first step, we're going to line the eyebrows, so we're going to shape them. Now, this is with this little baby in here, I'm not sure if you can see that. It's a twist, so little bits come out as you need to. But yeah, like I was saying in my other video, you can't actually see when you need to order again, so it's a little bit tricky there. But I should probably have a backup plan by having another one of these in the drawer, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape the top of the eyebrow and give it the curve that I want. Now you may need to go above your eyebrow in order to do this, so above the hairs in order to get an arch happening. I don't like to do too extreme for myself. I prefer a much more natural look as much as possible, but I do need to do something with my eyebrows because they're not really anything at all. They really don't have much shape. They're not very thick, and I do tend to get eyebrow envy when I see other women's eyebrows. So we're just going to shape this. So what we do, you really need to start, your eyebrow should start on the curve from your nose up to your eyebrow, and then again at the side, and then another angle. So you're actually getting it go up and then down to give you that arch. So I can post a few images on the page if need be, if you'd like to see that. I'm just how it's ideally done if you're needing a hand with it. So here we go. As I say, this is just to get the shape. Looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? And then I want to go down the side here to get my arch. Not extreme, but it gives me my shape to work with. Now if you could see the hairs on my eyebrows, you would see in some spots I've gone slightly above and in others I've followed the line because I don't have much shape there at all. Now I don't want to do too much at the end here on the inside because naturally the hairs there are a bit more sparse and lighter than the rest of the eyebrows. If I was to go in there with something really dark, it would look way too intense. So I'm not doing that. So it will actually come over a little bit more by the time I'm finished. So I'll just do the other eyebrow now. It does take a little bit of there goes my notifications again. A little bit of practice makes perfect. So when you are doing it, don't be alarmed if you push too hard and it's too dark, or you put too much on. It's all trial and error until you get to a point where you're comfortable with what you're doing, and you know what style that you're going for. So I've done my top line. Now I'm going to do my angle. It's a bit tricky holding the mirror at the same time, actually. There we go. All right, looks crazy, hey? Looks a bit nuts, but that's okay. I've just given myself some angle. Now I will go back possibly with that again, so I'll leave that to the side. Now to fill them in with my backup plan, I use the angled brush. So any angled brush is fine. If you don't have one, Younique do offer, or this is a Younique brush, so it's actually got a double end on it. The angle brush gives you the ability to put it exactly where you need to with some sharp lines. So the rest of these brushes wouldn't really do the job because a lot of them are soft and curved as well, so you're not going to get that line as you need to get it. So let's go through and do this. Got a bit of shimmer in there, I don't really want that. So I'm just going to follow the lines of the hair and just dab it on really gently, so I'm not putting too much on and it doesn't look too excessive. Here we go. Now there is more than one brown in here as well, so if you wanted to do the same, you can also go with forthright if you have darker hair. And that one at the end's got a bit of a shimmer to it, so I'm not quite sure whether that would work. But these two here, you would be able to pull off eyebrows with both of those. So it's a good palette to have, as well as it looks amazing on the eyes too. Alrighty, so here we go. Do this one. So you'll see that I'm just doing little strokes because I'm trying to get that shape that I'm after, and I don't want it looking too intense and extreme. Now that there is looking pretty alright. So you can really tell I've got a bit of an angle there to clean that up a bit, I think. Alright, let's do this other one and then I'll come back to it. I think that might be hubby home now. I can hear the dog running around. Okay, my angle there. I think I might have to go get these babies threaded today actually. Another task for today. Alrighty. Oh, got a bit too low on that one. All right, so now you want these matching as much as possible. They're not going to be spot on perfect. Well, they can be, but with mine I'm not. I don't have the attention for that. I just want to get eyebrows on and pull it off so it doesn't look terrible, and it looks better than my natural ones. So once you've got the colours on, or the colour on, you then need to go through and make sure that your angles are all right. At the moment, these two, not sure if you can notice that, they're not quite the same here in the middle. So I'm going to clean that up now. I think I dabbed that already. Here we go. It does take longer with this. It's not ideal, but it does the trick. Here we go. We're all pretty much done. Now it will stay all day as well. The eyeshadow is fantastic. There is primer on my skin all over my face that I applied before the video. So we have primer, eyebrows aren't going anywhere. I'm going to give those a quick brush. And we're done. Now if you do put too much on, this little brush here will actually even that out for you a little bit too. So you pop that on and brush it, and it will, I guess, fade a little bit. So it's a good tool to have for that purpose as well. So if you do have one of these, or you do get one of these in future, and you run out, keep the brush itself, because you can use that handy little tool at the end as well. So that is my trick. That's how I get eyebrows when I run out of my good gear. Rest assured, I will have a new one in no time at all. I think it'll be going into my next order. So for me, it's lipstick, and I'm done. I'm done for the day. Boom. Easy. So I'm going to have a bit of a play with the sculpting trio for the next video. So I haven't put any bronzer on, or any highlighting or anything like that, because I do want a clean face ready to give that a bit of a whirl. So stay tuned for that video. I hope this one has been helpful. Any questions, don't hesitate to give me a holler. All right, see ya.